Good day to you. Welcome to the podcast Catch It, A New Perception. My name is Ketuk. I often ask you to subscribe and share this with others. I ask you to give it a thumbs up. Please do so as you see fit. Moving forward, we talk about the same types of things we talked about in the past, and we talk about them differently. We talk about different things, and we talk about them similarly. So the thread is always the same throughout Catch It, A New Perception, because we want you to always continue to catch a new perception. Hold on to the perception that works for you, the perception that works with you. Hold on to what's good. Release anything that's not good. Be able to release the things we don't need. Hold on to the things we do need. Find what we need. I talk about these sacred circles, and I sit in a few different types of sacred circles. Some of them I speak of by name, and some of them I speak more in a general way about. And sometimes I've been told to tell my story in a general way, not necessarily all of the specific details. And when it comes to some of these sacred circles, some of them are different than others, and I use them by name, and other ones I don't. Some of that is very intentional. Often what I do in this podcast, what I say is very intentional, the way I set the podcast up, the way I send it out, to originally do them for a half an hour each, to turn them into 15-minute episodes, to not name them for the first few seasons, to begin to name them, all of it very intentional at the time. Hold on to what's good. Let go of what no longer serves you. Also, very important in this podcast. We want to hold on to what's good in our lives, and we want to release and let go of what's not. Now, if you don't like the term let go of, use the term release. If you don't like the term release, use the term let go. Leave it behind. You can find terminology that works for you. You don't need my terminology, and maybe you do. Maybe I've helped you to find terminology that works in your life. You see, the people that listen to this podcast are a sacred circle. Some of you may be connected to each other, and you may speak a little bit with each other about different things that are on different episodes, and it may spark you to go back and listen to other episodes, and I encourage you to. I encourage you to go back and listen to as many as you can, or as many as you want to. I encourage you to play them while you're sleeping. I encourage you to listen to them when you're awake. I encourage you to listen to all of them. Okay? So as we're doing this, we are in a circle together. We may be conscious of who's in that circle, and we may not. If this is your first introduction to a sacred circle, welcome. If this is your introduction to another sacred circle, welcome back. There are other certain circles that work very well in people's lives. I have mentioned in the past that I have some friends that belong to 12-step programs. They sit in these circles often. Sometimes someone may be at a podium and they're sitting in chairs listening to them, and that's a type of a circle, even though it's not formed in a circle at that moment. I heard someone speak very highly of another woman she had met. She was speaking very highly and speaking of the first day that she had met her. And she said, God's love is triangular. It goes from God, through you, through me, and back to God, and vice versa. I believe that. I just think it's bigger than that. I believe that the Creator's love is circular, and there's often more than two human beings in it. Hence, the sacred circle. In my world, I know what I'm saying when I use that terminology. And like I said, I could be speaking of different circles. I've had friends tell me that the sacred circles of a 12-step program have impacted their lives, have changed their lives. There's been individuals in those sacred circles that have impacted their lives as much or more than anyone else in their life. That's pretty incredible. A church could be a sacred circle. They could come in many different ways. Tribal ways of life often use circles, and they may even move sunwise, what some people call clockwise, as they do certain rituals. And other people may dismiss what certain people do because they don't believe in their ways or their rituals or their spiritual path to that connection of the Creator. I think that if you're doing something that's good for you and it improves your life and it's healthy for you and it's healthy for the people around you, I think it's good. I think if and when you learn to honor and respect yourself and honor and respect others and honor and respect that great spirit, that you have a good path in front of you. Will that path change? It may. Will that path stay the same? It may. It's all about the circle, the sacredness of it. I say that because it can be so healthy, so spiritual. We get so connected through that circle. Things come to us in ways they never could. We sit in that sacred circle, we get into that inipi, we may do different ceremonies with tribal people, and we feel connected through that chanupa, through that prayer, through that song. We feel connected. The energy within that, the energy within a circle. Sometimes maybe there's two people in that circle. The intimacy of life, the true, most intimate, is a sacred circle and a bond that is incredible. The feeling and emotion with it, the sense of connectiveness, the sense of one-ment. And then it comes in other sacred circles. What about the connectiveness of one-ment within that sweat lodge, within that inipi, that chanupa ceremony, that talking circle, whatever that may be, the connectiveness, the one-ment, if you will, where you feel like you're one with everyone. The energy that's carried within that, the sacred circle, is so healthy. Now, if you don't have one and you need one, maybe seek that out. If you're not interested in it, I get it. Some people are not. They do not understand the connectiveness. They do not understand the one-ment. And they could be in those sacred circles and not know that they are, and not want to call them that, because that's not right according to what they believe in. That's okay. I'm not doing what I do because of someone else's beliefs. I don't do what I do because of someone else's faith. I don't do what I do because of the way that someone else sees me or doesn't see me. I do it because of my connection to Mother Earth, Uchimaka, Tukashla, Grandfather Sky, that great mystery. My connection to the people that walk the earth. That's why I do it. Is it selfishness? I don't think so. I think it's full of self-care. I believe that it's truly self-care. I know that there's other circles that we can run in that are not real healthy. We get caught up in this hamster wheel type of thing, and we can't get off it. Vicious cycle. Vicious circle. Cycle. Vicious. Like not good. I remember hearing when I was young about this vicious cycle of someone picking up a drink and then the drink taking them, and then how they can't get off that vicious cycle of, I was going to say treating people the way they do, maybe mistreating people the way they do, their absence at work, their tardiness at work, their tardiness for everything, their inability to get connected, and it's a vicious cycle, and it's a circle that they continue to move in, and they can't figure out what the problem is. I use that for an example. There could be many different vicious cycles out there, which would be a vicious circle, which isn't a sacred circle, and it is a circle that people get caught up in. That vicious cycle is a circle that people get caught up in. One way to get out of that would to be a sacred circle somewhere nearby. Find the love, the dignity, the respect for yourself. Maybe you'll find it because you offer it to someone else first. Maybe you'll find it because someone offered it to you. And when someone offers you love, dignity, respect, compassion, at that point, you find it in yourself. You offer it to another, and you find yourself in a sacred circle you didn't know you'd ever be part of. And the vicious cycle is gone. The vicious circle is left behind. There's many different ways to see this. I use certain terminology. Whether you care for it or don't care for it, you will learn that my heart is in a good way when I say this. I carry a good heart today. I attempt to carry a message that carries depth and weight. Something that means something to the people who listen. And I ask you to share it with others so others can benefit as they open their minds, as they open their heart, as they continue to walk different, as they begin to walk differently than they once did. We have an opportunity here to see the world different. Share this idea with people. Help them to see the world different. And they may be showing someone that you love how to walk differently, to see the world different. I know that sometimes things are difficult for people, and I try not to talk about that side of it, even though I understand it. I try not to talk about it because I would rather be positive about what I'm talking about and talk about the positive side of it, not the negative side of it, where we can go when we don't feel good about ourselves. I know how easy that can be. I know how difficult it can be to keep your head up once in a while. I know what it's like when tragedy strikes. What I speak of today is how I walk after those things happen in my life. As those things happen in my life, I will walk in a good way. I will walk with a good heart through the tragedy, through the heartbreak, through the sadness, through the grief. I will walk with a good heart today. I will walk with a smile on my face. I will shake your hand when I see you. I will give you a hug. I will show you love, dignity, and respect. As I am looking forward to next time. Live in harmony with and use the bounty of the land to bring kindness to the world. Doksha, okay?